Welcome back. So today I'm going to touch on the subject of manual transmissions. I mean, we've seen a lot of these new cars, supercars, sports cars. They all are only available in automatics. I mean, take a look at the C8. Take a look at all the supercars like the Lamborghinis, Ferraris. Take a look at even the Supra, which is supposed to be a sports car. Um, it's only available in automatic. So what's the deal? Are manuals just going out of style? Do enthusiasts not prefer manuals anymore? Um, we're gonna take a dive and we'll find out. And I'll share my opinion on where the manual transmission is going and where the future is and what's ahead of us right now. All right. Okay, so this article is going to show us the real life trend of how manual transmissions have disappeared over the ages. The article's from 2020, but it gives us good statistics, and there's this graph that I want to show you. So back in 1995, more than 25% of the sales that CarMax made were with manual transmission cars. But if you look at the graph, look how fast that declines. That declined from 1995 to 2005. So just 10 years. It went from over 25% to under 10%. And then from then on, it just kept on declining. I mean, the decline isn't as horrible as before, but I mean, we're under 10%, right? So by the time we hit 2020, we're at 2.4%. So 2.4% of the sales that CarMax made in 2020 was manual transmission. That means nearly 98% of the cars they sold were automatics. Whether that be the sports car or just the traditional minivan or whatever it may be, just overall percentage of it was 2.4%. When car manufacturers decide on what they want to build next, they look at statistics like these. Whereas, they're trying to make money. They're not trying to make our enthusiasts happy all the time because we're not the majority of the buyers for their cars. So with general population dwindling when it comes to manual transmissions, it only makes sense that these car manufacturers also get rid of their manual transmissions. And I think it also added to the fact that they're making great automatic transmissions now. It's not like the old transmissions where it takes forever to shift. There's no real control over it on the end user side. Now you have, multiple clutch transmissions from Mercedes. You have dual clutch transmissions that's been rocking the market with Volkswagen, Porsche, and everybody else. Even general brands like Hyundai has been developing DCT transmissions. So the manual has really nowhere to stand in the point of view of a lot of the general automotive manufacturers. With that said, though, there are still enthusiasts out there that really, really want their manual cars. Let me show you this next article. So this article actually breathes hope into the community because I don't want to really get into the whole Acura Integra topic because I think that was the most horrendous launch ever of the Integra badge. But with that said, the Acura Integra is offered in a 6-speed manual, and the 6-speed manual only comes in the A spec trim level. And when they open up the pre-orders, they're seeing over 70% of the orders are manual A specs. That is an enthusiast car. Whether it be the right choice or the wrong choice, people really want that manual transmission. So that's super exciting. And there are other companies out there that are really focused on bringing manual transmissions to get the blood pumping for us enthusiasts. So here's a quick list of the cars that comes in manual transmission. Like when I first saw this article, hold on, let me move myself over here. When I first saw this article, this was really, really great to see for me. I didn't know this fact, but Aston Martin Vantage comes in a manual. I think that's like the only supercar left that comes in a manual now. Technically, this car is a Aston Martin's copy or Aston Martin's version of the Mercedes AMG GT, GTS, GTC, GTR, whatever. that GT line is basically what this Aston Martin Vantage is. And Mercedes doesn't even offer the manual version. Aston Martin does though. So props, Aston Martin. Props. The BMW M Series, they're all available 2, 3, and 4 in manuals. So you can still take advantage of that. A lot of people still, really love the manual. And as much as BMW makes great dual clutch transmissions, their manuals are amazing too. So you can't go wrong with either one. Domestic muscles like the Chevy Camaro, Dodge Challenger, Ford Mustang, they all come in manuals. I believe the GT500, the Shelby GT500 is the only one that comes in an automatic only, but you can still get the GT350. I'm not even going to count the G70 because that's only on a 2.0. The Civic Type R's manuals, amazing. Veloster Turbos, Veloster N's, all great cars for the price point and what they come in at. Are also available in manuals. The Veloster N also is available on a DCT now. It's a wet type clutch developed in-house by Hyundai. Great transmission from what I've heard and what I've read. Everybody raves about it, both manual and the DCT version. This is pretty much the same thing as a Veloster turbo engine and transmission in this car. So Lotus Evora. Now Lotus is a really, really interesting company because they focus on balance. They focus on lightweight. They're not all about straight line power. They're not all about that, but they want driver engagement, and that's what this car is. Lotus is pretty much a go kart. It's a go kart that's legal on the street to drive, and they stick with the manual transmission as well. Of course, they all have automatics that if you needed to, you could always go to, but these guys recognize that manual is a huge part of the enthusiast. Mazda Miata can't go wrong with that car, right? And then the 370Z, also the new Z, also is available in manual transmission. Kind of excited to see that car coming out. Porsche still recognizes, even though they make one of the best dual clutch transmissions, they still recognize that there is a market for the manual transmissions. So, I mean, there are still cars out there, guys. There are still cars out there that are still developing manual transmissions for our enthusiast crowd. So, is the manual transmission dead? I don't think so. Is it ever going to die? It's going to be tough to kill it all off because one thing the car community is known for is our stubbornness. And some people will just fight tooth and nail for their manual transmission. And will never, ever, ever change to an automatic, no matter how fast, how quick, how great it is. So, are manual transmissions dead? Hell no. It might have slowed down, but it's not dead. All right. Well, that concludes today's video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one.